Good afternoon, New York. I'm Mark Bergen, the chair and founder of Design 100. I'm here to go through a workshop on how to create an award-winning New York Design Awards nomination. It's going to be a reasonably brief presentation today. I'll go through and I'll show you some of the award categories. We'll also go look at the studio profiles as an option for you, how to nominate into the best of categories. And then I'll go through some of the projects which have already shortlisted this year's New York Design Awards, and also those that won last year. And we'll go through each one of them. I'll give you a bit of perspective on elements of the nomination and from the rating process, what turned around and gave them the results that they got by either winning or being shortlisted. So it's time to head over and let's have a look at the site. So for those of you that aren't familiar, the New York Design Awards is now in its second year, and as it's part of its second year, we're seeing the nominations grow and people are coming in earlier. A couple of key dates for you to go think about is that we've already gone past the early bird deadline. There's been a few people who have actually taken up that and have already finished their nominations. Others are in the pipeline. We've got our standard deadline on the 18th of May, and the late deadline for those of you that just can't do anything until it's the absolute last moment is the 1st of June. The awards presentation will be held on the 23rd of June, and we'll also be running our design forum on that day. And the design forum is where we go bring together the winners, our advisory panel, suppliers, government representatives, and industry groups, and we have a conversation around a theme. This year's theme is the design economy, and we'll be looking at the projects that have excelled in the 2015 New York Design Awards and focusing on how did they tackle the issues, not necessarily about the style of the project or what we might think is the explicit design, but how do they get through the economic challenges, the business sign off. There may have been, in the case of some of the product design, there may have been some significant manufacturing challenges there that they need to also go and solve. And then, as well as going through that process, we'll then finish off with the award ceremony at the end of the day. So let's head across here into the New York Design Awards site. For those of you that haven't been there and looked at the categories, you'll notice that we're broken into four major groups: space design, featuring architecture, interior design, installation, landscape design, lighting design, urban design, and wayfinding. So I'm sure there's more than enough categories for those people who are involved with building great New York spaces. Object design, there's a host of product categories, and new for this year is that we've integrated three categories about maker design. After having a large amount of conversation with people who were in the maker community, it turned out that there were three areas that seemed to define their projects. Either was something unique about the materials that they were working with, what was unique about the method that they were using, either that being a traditional method or something that was enabled through new maker technologies. And the last one was about that there may have been some tech integrated into the product that they have been working on. And so they're our three launch categories for this year. We head across into visual design. Where would we be without graphic design in our world? Everything would look relatively plain and bland, wouldn't it? So great to go see those categories there, and always very strongly nominated in. And experience design, we've got digital design, advertising, branding and marketing, and service design. And these have been very interesting categories to go and see the nominations that have come through. I think actually last year, one of my most impressed or most impactful projects that I saw had to go do with service design and power poles in the street using apps, smart meters, and getting rid of some of those small generators that we go see on just about every street corner. So a host of nomination categories, which means there's a host of opportunities for people to win. We award both gold and silver. So on the awards night, expect that we'll be handing out in excess of 60 trophies, please get involved. This is a chance for you to celebrate not only the team that worked on the project, but also those people who commissioned the project. That's really our mantra. If we celebrate those that commission design, we'll grow the design sector. And growing demand for design is what Design 100 is about. Let's go in and have a look here at the studio partners page. We found quite a few studios who have been great, loyal entrance nominees into the awards programs. And the studio partners page is a way for us to go and skip through to go have a look at what they're doing. Some amazing names in there from Mooka, from Razorfish, the Flavor guys, Studio Architects, Pentagram, Studio V, even Breville, who I'm sure some of you are seeing in your kitchens. But I'm going to take a look here, particularly at Studio V. Their specialities being in architecture, urban design, industrial design, and interior design. And this is a way for us to go and look at the past nominations that Studio V have had. Last year they picked up a gold for the Empire City Casino on Yonkers Raceway, a magnificently completed project, and one that we'll have a little bit of a look at later on. Going into this year's awards, here's 2 nominations which have already been shortlisted. The John Jay College for Criminal Justice, a beautifully presented project, great visuals that can help you to get an understanding of the project. And we find that most architectural projects have already either invested in renderings or they've invested in beautiful photography. And that's definitely the case here. And for those of you that are photographers, we do accommodate for photographic credits, as you can go see down here at the bottom. It'd be terrible if that wasn't the case. So that's part of our platform. But I'll go back up into the nomination and let's have a look at a couple of things that we've got. A really good project overview. We know who the nominating commissioner was, and we also know who the nomination creator was. They're the 2 driving forces that we see in most projects. In this case here, it's the City University of New York. It'd be great to go see if there are a few more other projects that they've got. No doubt, like we find most organisations, it's not just going to be one project that they have. Last year, the best of the best was taken out by the City of New York because of the breadth of projects that they commission around the city. Another shortlisted project this year is the Wocket Smart Wallet. Wocket have decided here to go upload not just one video, but they've actually taken the capacity to put 2 videos up. Nominations are able to support 10 images and 2 videos. And what's interesting here with Wocket is that they've got their first video is actually a presentation about the product, whereas the second video goes into more giving you a bit of an insight into the vision, the challenges that they've got, which helps to go support the great copy that they've put in from the project overview, from the project brief, the project innovation, the design challenges, and also the sustainability. So as far as the projects that we're focusing on and looking at what are our winning projects, I think you're going to see that the Wocket is a very good example of one of those award-worthy projects. Let's now move across and we'll go look at some nominations that had come in last year and that won. And our first nomination that we have here is the Plus Pool. Now, the Plus Pool, not only did they have a huge amount of community support before they got involved with the awards, they also went out and they activated their community from a ratings point of view, and they made sure that the buzz that was around the project was well reinforced in the ratings that came in. Plus Pool project, which really captured the imagination of the people in New York, as far as not only being a beautiful piece of design, an amazing piece of engineering, but it was very well understood by the judges, and it was also very well understood by the public. That helped it as it was going through the ratings process. Again, they had a very concise overview, a magnificent project brief that they were talking about, their innovation, which is immense in this project. They turned around and that they spoke to that very well. Their design challenges, very well articulated. Challenge 1, Challenge 2, and Challenge 3 have been technology, permits, and funding. And then their statements around sustainability tied in with amazing graphics as we go along the page here. Really, you'd have to say that's a pretty well-formed nomination that's in here. And I'd imagine for most of you that you're going to find the projects that you've been working on will have some great supporting graphics and also, importantly, that information about your sustainability perspectives, the design challenge, the innovation, and also the brief. It's very hard to do a project without that. Another great project that was in last year's awards was Protein One's Dandelion. Dandelion is an augmented reality iPad book, and they were able to go give us two high quality produced videos that were used elsewhere in their marketing campaigns, and that they then went and included them in. Again, short videos here, 1 minute 16, 2 minutes 35. But what they did was they gave the judging panel the opportunity to really understand how this product worked. It may have looked very nice, but it wasn't until you saw the videos of its in real life application that it really stood out and showed us just how impactful this design was. As you can see, beautiful graphics as you went and read about their project innovation. They're talking about the experience that they've got. That was dramatically underpinned by the videos that they've included. So I think you're getting a consistent message from me here, which is if you have a video, use it. There's a very good reason why we see with the crowdfunding platforms of Indiegogo and also Kickstarter that they have videos that go and represent their projects. Video communicates incredibly well. It gives us an understanding of both the weft and the weave of the project and the people behind it, and that's what we see in the awards as well. We also had one of the winners last year in the New York Design Awards was a Oculus Rift project, and not everybody has an Oculus Rift set of goggles, so it makes it very difficult for us to go and understand the project. But they turned around and they provided video that supported their project. A beautiful way to go and actually include information which would be hard for us to understand because of what really is an ephemeral experience as a Rift experience is. So I have to take my hat off here to the guys that did the Clouds film. They really showed a great way of demonstrating the project. Again, they go through in this case here. It was the attribution on the project was astounding. You know, it's almost like a credits roll on a film. It's no wonder these guys come from a film background, but we've got their directors, their producers, their participants, their programming, interface design, sound engineering, and that attribution is just so important to us to go see that come through. It shows a lot of respect for the team, a lot of pride in the project, and that held these guys in good stead. One of our say smaller organisations that were got up, Blank Bubble. I think Blank Bubble may be 2 people, and definitely it's a one-person organisation. I think there might be a second one there. Patrick, I met at an event. He was nominated, or a chairman's nomination into the awards. The simplicity of what he went and created here with this connector, and then the installations that he created were astounding. So in the installation display, exhibit and set design category, he really stole the floor here. A good supporting video that we've got at the Children's Museum, and then we go through and just some very self-explanatory imagery and also very visually engaging imagery of the types of installations that Jinx has been involved with. So again, the story is being told both through the written word and also through the visuals that are provided. keep that in mind when you're putting your nominations in. Next, we head off to the Shutterstock student headquarters here. Shutterstock have a beautiful office that was put together here, and it was interesting to go see how, if we look at the project, it's in the interior design, corporate and hospitality. We're then able to go see how beautiful the photography is. It's really showing off this space that was created, and I think it's the simplicity of this that the images and the words just made it very easy for the judges to say great design integrity here. It had all of the requirements from sustainability. It had an understanding from its project need, and it was just a very pleasing project as we went through that judging cycle. Another one here is the Street Smart Cycle Park. Again, a great supporting video that was in there. You can see very simple photography that's turning around and showing you the product in its uses, product in its application and its colors. And these were all existing photos that they had in their library, the team. When we went and had a look at the overview of the project, they were able to go and quite clearly explain why this was necessary for municipal planners. Obviously, street furniture is something which is a complex challenge for most people. We see quite a variance of cycle lock opportunities around New York. This is probably one that can be retrofitted into just about every neighbourhood without some of the, say, street furniture investments that's been made in other parts of NYC. So again, a video supported great photography and a really good presentation when it came down to understanding the team and also their project brief and their design challenges. The strong arm ergoskeleton. This was again supported by 2 videos, and I think it would have been very difficult for us to understand this nomination if it hadn't have been for the videos. Exoskeletons are something which are coming into the market more and more. I think we find in each of our City Design Awards there's some form of an exoskeleton that's been presented, and I'll go through here and just a static image of somebody wearing this exoskeleton, or showing how it actually fits into the hands. It doesn't explain how this thing works and where the benefits are the way it does when you turn around and you go see the videos. So I would recommend, if you have something which is experientially based, or that we need to understand the backstory and the passion of the design team and the commissioner, please offer us up a video. It's going to help your project dramatically. Then we'll go across to the Flycly. The Flycly was a great Kickstarter project, and for those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's a replacement 27-inch rim for your bicycle. Basically, it's an e-bike all in the replacement rim. Good supporting video that went with it, a good description of the team, and a very well written project brief, innovation needs, and the design challenge. And what I like here about the sustainability is Flycly's mission is to make cities more bicycle friendly. Now, I think that's got the implied sustainability statements there. That's acceptable for us. We all understand what that's going to do in the implications of statements like that. So you don't need to turn around and always state some code or some regulation that you're complying to. You can actually go tell us more from a mission perspective of where you fit from your sustainability statement. Now, one of my favorite projects in the awards last year was the Exo tablet from the One Laptop Per Child. A beautiful piece of industrial design, very well represented here through its product shots, well described through its project brief, the innovation, the design challenges, and the sustainability side to it. And really, it was the product visuals that just spoke about this project. And there was also underlying understanding from the judges as they were doing the ratings of the project. Coming up here is going into product design homewares. A beautiful piece of design here from Adam Cornish. It's the Nautilus Bowl. Great to see Alessi also in the awards, and well described, beautifully photographed, and it was then showing us some of the inspirations as well to go support it. It was interesting that when we were doing the judging, that we did refer back to these supporting images, and not a lot of nominations in the awards will go and actually put in supporting graphics to go help to go and explain their story. In this case here, it spoke to us, and the result was that it was a winner in last year's awards. So I think there, by going through those award nominations, we're getting a pretty good idea that without actually having the supporting videos, without having the project supporting images, that the nominations aren't as strong. And definitely the last year's winners and those that have been shortlisted this year that had those, that they had all of those qualities in there. So I'm now done in going through where I think I can go help you immediately. But let's see if there's a few questions that have come through here. Just bear with me while I go pull them up. Okay, so we've got 3 questions. And the first question is, can I nominate into more than one category? And the answer is definitely you can. And the Design 100 platform allows you to duplicate a nomination between categories, and also that you can duplicate that across into another city as well, if that's appropriate to you. Think something like the Nautilus Bowl that we just saw will be pretty much a universal product that will be contemporary in all the different programs that we run. That then brings us probably to our next question that's come in, which is who can nominate? Well, the City Design Awards, which the New York Design Awards is part of, is a marketplace awards program. As a marketplace awards program, we turn around and we take nominees that are either currently in the market, have been designed in the market, or commissioned in that market. So there's 3 different ways that you can go look at it. Being marketplace awards, they reflect what's on the consumption side or the demand side of design. And we feel that that's a very useful process to go give some balance. Our next question here is, how long does it take to go put in a nomination? Our statistics show that some people agonize over it, and it can take them days or weeks or even months, whereas we have other people who have their materials ready. And so if I went and looked at the, say, Nautilus Bowl or the Fly Clay, because they went and that they had already collected their information together, they had their images, they had their videos, and they had their project overviews, they were taking around about 15 to 20 minutes to go complete their nominations. So if you've already got your marketing materials available for a project, you should find that it's going to take you under half an hour. I'd say it's going to be closer to 15 to 20 minutes. So it's a reasonably quick process. So again, thank you for stopping in and having a look at this, how to create an award-winning nomination. And if you need to send any messages through to us, send it to info@design100.com. And we look forward to seeing you on the podium when we go and present the New York Design Awards in about 6 weeks' time. Thank you for your time.